I would like to welcome you all to the second day of the 2016 Student Professional Development Conference. Our first speaker today is Nancy Talbot. She is the Assistant Cultural Attaché at the American Embassy or نائب الملحق الثقافي بالسفارة الأمريكية. Please welcome her to the stage.
شكرا. السلام عليكم. أنا بشتغل بالسفارة الأمريكية, but now I'm going to speak in English because my Arabic شوي, okay? Thank you for having us here. I just wanted, before our visitors from the United States speak about the Solar Car team, I wanted to just let you know that the U.S. Embassy has many exchange programs between Egypt and the United States. Hopefully you've heard of some of them. We have a lot for university students, as well as for professors and professionals. And they're all on our website, so we'll provide that information to the organizers today so that you can look them up. And we also have Study in the U.S. advising services free for anybody through Amity East in Dohi and Alexandria. So if you're interested in studying in the U.S. for a short time or a longer time, maybe later in your studies, please check our services, and we hope to find something that works for you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now for our next guests. They are Jeffrey Furman, Brian Ignat, John Federspiel. They're alumni of the University of Michigan's Solar Car team. Please welcome them to the stage.
Hello everyone. My name is Brian Ignat. I'm here with my two colleagues, Jeffrey Furman and John Federspiel. All three of us are from the University of Michigan Solar Car team. And we traveled here to Egypt to be technical inspectors for the Global Hydrogen Electric Challenge in Summer Bay, which was amazing. Our role is to help make sure that the teams were ready for the race, getting from a safety perspective. And it was a pleasure working with these teams to help make sure they were ready for this great experience. Something that we went through in college. So that was the interesting part about it is Jeff, John, and I have been in a similar situation, but not as inspectors, but as inspectees. So as teams just like this, also trying to get a car ready for the first time for a competition under pressure. And the parallels were pretty crazy. There was one team where on the first day of testing, they crashed their car and they totaled their chassis. So damaged it to the point where it couldn't be used any longer. And you'd think that they would have given up and gone home. They managed to disassemble their car, replace it with a different chassis, and by the next day, they were racing again. Ended up doing quite well. And about 9.5 years ago now, Jeff, John, and I were in Australia, and we were just about to start a 3,000-kilometer race across Australia. And this is after preparing for 2 years with over 100 students to get ready for this race. We'd already trained 3,000 kilometers in Australia for 2 months before the race. And 10 kilometers into the race, we rear-ended our own lead vehicle. We crashed our car after 10 kilometers out of the 3,000-kilometer race. We brought the car back to the track, rebuilt the car overnight, got back on the road with a 24-hour penalty, passed 30 teams, and still placed 7th in the world. And throughout this experience here in Egypt, we saw parallels. Consistently with teams troubleshooting cars on the side of the road. And what was amazing was that we're so far from home, but we're seeing the exact same experience that we saw a decade ago. And the reality is that these projects have been around for quite a bit longer. Solar car racing has been around for 30 years. And students all over the world, Australia, United States, Abu Dhabi, Japan, South Africa are seeing the exact same experiences, and they all reap the benefits long after they graduate, a while in their career. And we're going to talk about the relevance of this student project experience in professional careers moving on from Solar Car. So, Jeff, John, and I have all gone on to be professional engineers throughout industry. Jeff originally worked as a race manager and strategist for the Michigan Solar Car team. Has gone on to work, get a degree in computer science and work at Microsoft. Both John Fennerspiel and I got degrees in mechanical engineering after being team leaders, and have gone on to work in space exploration technologies. John in mechanical integration, and I lead a small team of engineers developing solar panels for spacecraft. And then, as far as what we've done together, we've raced about 16,000 kilometers across 2 continents. We've done 6 cross-continental races in total. We've together won one international championship. We have 2 North American championships between us, and 2 third of the world finishes. So it's been quite the journey. And then a decade later, it brought us here together. So I think seeing some of the pictures are helpful in terms of seeing what these cars are like, but really you have to see the video to really appreciate how these vehicles actually drive. So this is for an Intel commercial that was recently published in the United States.
Before I race, I try to just relax, clear my head. I've been put behind the wheel of a very expensive machine that has so much blood, sweat, and tears put into it. I want to do the best job I can. Driving a solar car is like driving a Porsche. Very small, very light, very agile.
And then you're racing a solar powered car, there's no gas involved, and you're driving highway speeds with everybody else on the road. It's fantastic.
I say the biggest role we play is showing people it's possible.
Every 2 years at the World Solar Town in Australia, which is the gold standard solar car racing. It's really where the stakes are highest and the competition is the most advanced.
We've had 75 students during the course of the school year focused on creating the best solar car in the world. It's non-stop, we're working 24/7 every single day. A lot of man hours go into this.
Up until now, we've designed and built our car, but now it's that time where it all blossoms and everyone gets to see what we've been able to do.
1, 2, 3, now.
Teamwork is very important. We have around 17 members traveling with us to Australia, and each person has their own specific role. Without the chase car, I would say it's almost like driving blind.
The chase car is really where all the action happens. It's powered by Intel technology.
It's basically reading all the data the car is sending out, monitoring all the energy we're taking in from the sun, and then the power we're putting out with the motors.
You know, we built this great car, and that was a challenge, but now the next challenge we have to face is driving through the outback.
For the past 2 years, we've been sort of in our own little bubble, and it's really an amazing experience to come here and see teams from all over the world.
They're all building their own version of this car, and it's these rivalries that sort of push each other to create the most powerful, speed-efficient vehicles out there, and this is pushing innovation. This is it. This is our chance to show the world what we've got.
So I'm going to take some time to explain what actually these solar car races really are. So these are cross-continental races, so spanning many thousands of kilometers. These are generally biennial events going around the world since the inaugural World Solar Challenge in 1987. What's a great feature of these races is they have very simple regulations, and that fosters really creative solutions. So an example regulation is the car has to fit in a box. It has to have 3 or 4 wheels. It has to have 6 square meters of solar panels. And that's pretty much it. So what that allows is for different teams to take very different solutions and approaches to this problem. So some teams will just have straight solar panels. Other teams will develop solar concentrators that trap the sun. Other teams will have morphing aerodynamic shells that help optimize the aerodynamic performance of the vehicle throughout the race with different crosswinds. Now, anyone can compete. There are individuals that bring vehicles. You can have entire corporations like General Motors, Honda, or Toyota, and universities like the University of Michigan. And the goal is very simple. The first team to cross the finish line wins. So every day you wake up when you start the race at 9 a.m., you can race until 5 p.m. It's open roads, open highways, and in this case you can see two races: the North American Solar Challenge, which starts in Texas in the bottom of the United States and ends up near the northwest corner of Canada. And that's a 2,500-mile race that was over a period of about 11 days. And in 2005, we won that race after 11 days of racing by 11 minutes. These were very close competitions. In Australia, we're going from Darwin to Adelaide, all the way through the Australian outback, the most sparsely populated area of the world. Quite an adventure. There are a number of different race organizations all around the world. They're all grouped together under the International Solar Federation, and they're transitioning to a common set of regulations so that all these different races around the world will be building cars with the exact same constraints. So Sun Race was the original American race following the World Solar Challenge. There was a race in Abu Dhabi just recently. The North American Solar Challenge is what followed the Sun Race, where we actually stand from the United States up in Canada, participated in the South African Solar Challenge that was new by about 2007. And all of these races ultimately exhibit the same product development cycle. And people generally try to think about just this last phase here, just the working prototype. But the reality is that this intermediate phase is absolutely essential. And this is the design and build test cycle. But you have to do it in a very informed manner, which is informed by a fundamental vision. So stepping back, assessing the constraints of the vehicle, and determining your overall approach. And this has the biggest impact on the outcome of your project, for better or for worse. Because you could end up making the mistake of iterating on a design that was fundamentally flawed. That's something that we've experienced seeing that for other teams.